Hi, welcome to Front Lobby Confessionals. I'm Tom Marks. This is a two-part series today on corporate ethics. When people find out that I speak across the country about corporate ethics, they usually say, well, it must be a pretty short speech. And initially I found this to be rather amusing, but it's really a sad commentary on what the public's perception of corporations is today. As many of you know, I try to put my sales, marketing, and thought leadership, and other things too, into historical context, because I think that we learn what our successes were through studying history, and at the same time we also learn why we failed, if we did, by looking to the past. I also think that that people in the C-suite, particularly CEOs and CMOs and chief commercial officers, really find history to be quite insightful and enjoy history, and that's why I try to put corporate ethics into historical perspective, because it really shows us where we are or where we're not today. In ancient Greece, for instance, there were two prevailing sort of life ethic philosophies. One was called deontological ethics, and the other was called teleological ethics. And then later on, and this goes back 2,400 years ago, Aristotle introduced something called Nicomachean ethics. And basically, Nicomachean ethics said that it's not enough for us to live an ethical life individually. We must live a life societally, collectively, ethically, in order to enhance our well-being and our quality of life. And this is really important because I want to read to you some statistics about corporate ethics and trust that were released late last year by Nielsen. This is quality research, and it'll give you a perspective, particularly in historical context, of where we were many years ago, what has really not transpired at all, and then today where we really need to be in regard to corporate ethics and trust. So there are 5 statistics that I want you to consider that are really quite significant to sales and marketing, probably right now, but certainly in the next 12 months. And I'm going to read them to you, and hopefully we can put them on the screen. But 75% of consumers expect brands to contribute to our well-being and quality of life. Now, this is exactly what Aristotle alluded to 2,400 years ago. And incidentally, all of these statistics are really going to give CEOs the heebie-jeebies, I think. 70% of consumers believe that corporations should take some sort of social action outside of their business operations. 89% of consumers are likely to switch brands or to brands they believe are ethical. 88% of consumers are more loyal to companies who support causes in general. And 76% of consumers would refuse to buy from companies who don't support the causes that they believe in. Now, if that doesn't make you think twice about the significance of corporate ethics, at the very least, this should. Every single percentage that I just read to you is significantly higher as it pertains to Generation Z. Almost everything is high 80s, mid 90 percentile. And Generation Z, of course, is going to have immense buying power in the future. So why is this important, both historically and in the context of where we need to be today? First of all, thought leadership and corporate ethics work hand in hand. So if you're going to implement a thought leadership position in your corporation, which everybody should do, you should also implement some sort of corporate ethics and trust policy, or some sort of leadership campaign in trust, because you're not going to sell your products in the next 12 or 18 months to really a vast majority of people if they don't look at you as being trustworthy. Now, next week or the week after, I'm going to post part 2 of this, and I want to talk about the Greek notion of soul, which is it's just splendid. But it pertains to ethics in workers and in the workplace, again, centuries ago. And we're going to take a look at the Greek notion of soul and how that works with ethics campaigns, which of course need to be inside out, not outside in. If you want to know when that's going to be posted, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you soon in Front Lobby Confessionals.